So the cub enters the wolf's den. What do you want, cub? You want to hear the story of the great Khans? It's a long one, full of honor, glory, and betrayal. We have suffered, but we will regain our glory. In a hurry, are you? Very well, then. The great Khans came east, out of the NCR 14 years ago. We ruled the wastes then, and called no man master. But we underestimated the families of the Strip, and they drove us back to Bitter Springs, where we remained until the NCR arrived and drove us here. When the NCR came to the Mojave, we thought they would be easy pickings. We raided their caravans, their towns, their camps. They couldn't stop us. At least that's what we thought. They tracked us to Bitter Springs and surrounded us. When our children, our sick and old, fled through a nearby pass, the NCR gunned them down. Oh, they claimed it was a miscommunication, but tell that to those who saw our families butchered. Tell it to the survivors who were banished here. They allied with Mr. House, the self-proclaimed master of New Vegas. He supported them with the resources of New Vegas. Weapons, technology, caps. They were better equipped, and we could not stand against them. Typical. No reference for history in the younger generations. You march all the way out to Red Rock Canyon, enter my home as bold as you please, and you have no idea who I am? You've got guts, I'll give you that. Well then, let me educate you. I am the chief of the great Khans. The Khan of Khans, if you like. This is my tribe, and these are my people. Farewell.
Caesar's veterans will arrive from Arizona soon, and there will be no stopping our victory. They're a tribe of fine warriors with many proud traditions and a glorious history. They will be worthy additions to the Legion. My name is Carl. Glorious Caesar has sent me as an emissary to the great Khans as a token of our alliance. In exchange for great Caesar's promise of all the lands west of New Vegas, the Khans have agreed to fight alongside the Legion when the time comes. I am one of the Frumentari. It is my duty to scout the waste in Caesar's name and make contact with any tribes that might serve a useful purpose. You might say I'm somewhere between a scout and an ambassador. I'm assigned here as part of the alliance between the Legion and the great Khans. Though they have been cruelly oppressed by the NCR, the Khans remain great warriors. The Legion is honored to have such allies in battle. Speak then. Yes, goodbye.
I haven't seen you before. What brings you to the great Khans? That's a complicated question. They've done horrible things to our people, to be sure, and I've gladly killed many of their soldiers in battle. But I can't bring myself to hate them the way Papa does. Things would damn sure be better for us if they were in charge than Caesar. I suppose if asked I would, but that's a moot point because Papa's in charge now, and he's not going anywhere. Papa is one of the best leaders the Khans have ever had. He's kept us together through all of our hardships, ever since we left California. Bitter Springs changed him, though. He started to really hate the NCR after the massacre, and sometimes I worry that's poisoned his mind. Nothing. Forget about it. I shouldn't be talking about this with an outsider. Name's Regis. I'm Papa Khan's advisor and right-hand man. I'm also the chief enforcer of the tribe's laws, so watch your behavior. Until next time.
The runners are saying that the NCR is sending in their elite shock troops to try and push back the Legion.
Mr. House isn't a man to be trusted. Watch yourself.
You're not one of my regulars. What do you want? We keep the Great Khans from falling apart, essentially. Jack manufactures the chems. I organize the runners and the shipments. We're supplying things people want in exchange for things our tribe needs. Don't judge us. We make regular shipments to a lot of settlements around the Mojave. A lot of our business comes from the fiends lately. Personally, I think they're kind of creepy. But Papa likes the fact they get all hopped up on Psycho and harass the NCR patrols. Like what? I'll spare you the history lesson. Talk to Papa Khan if you want to hear that story. Things have been rough for a while now. Even with Jack working all the time and my runners making deliveries daily, we're barely getting by. Maybe this alliance with Caesar will help, but I don't know. Red Rock Canyon isn't exactly the most hospitable place. There's no food, barely any water, and nothing anybody wants. We used to send patrols out to acquire supplies, but ever since Bitter Springs, there just aren't enough of us left. Sure, what do you want to know? Helpful? What, like bathtub stim packs? What's the point of that? You've got a point. Selling meds to the locals could be a pretty nice side gig. All right, I'll tell Jack to give it a try. You look like you could handle yourself in a fix. All right, I'll tell you what. Anders, one of my best runners, is overdue to report back. If you can find out what happened to him, I'll give you some real work. About 3 weeks ago, I sent Anders southeast to find a route into Arizona, to open new markets for our product. He should have been back 2 days ago, but there's been no sign of him. Thanks. Prove you're reliable on this, and I'll have more for you later.
Hey, look who it is bringing that good con karma around. We don't like do anything. We make the magic happen. We make the happy stuff. What do you need? Jet, Psycho, a little Med-X to ease the pain? Guess I just had a natural talent for it. When I was a kid, these cats called the Followers of the Apocalypse came to our camp. They knew all kinds of kooky, scientistical stuff, so I ate up all the chemistry they could teach. Diane had to head for business, so we teamed up. Whatever. They're family, you dig? They've always looked out for us, made sure we had something to eat and a place to crash. Papa may look like a big angry bear, but he's a softy at heart. Regis is cool, scary, but cool. The rest are all pretty groovy, even little Jerry. The other dudes call him Jerry the Punk. That's kinda harsh, though. I think he's just a sensitive soul that needs some love. He's usually down around the proving ground if you want to say yo. Diane handles most of the transactional elements of this little enterprise, but I'm always in the market for new recipes if you've got the spark. Huh? Look, kitty cat, me and Diane, we don't dig on that politics stuff, savvy? We just make the product and make it get to a good home. Sure, Caesar's a drag, but as long as we got each other, we don't care who the top dogs roll with. Already on it. I whipped up a few stim packs already, but if you've got any more recipes, I'll take them. Right on. What have you got? Right on. Let's have it. Delicious. That ought to rake in the caps. What do I owe you? Here's a little tink-tink to weight your pockets. Right on. What have you got? Right on. Let's have it. Delicious. That ought to rake in the caps. What do I owe you? Here's a little tink-tink to weight your pockets. Right on. What have you got? Right on. Let's have it. Delicious. That ought to rake in the caps. What do I owe you? Here's a little tink-tink to weight your pockets. Right on. What have you got?
Morning. Still got a bit of a walk ahead of us. Talk fast. Yeah, go on. What do you want? I can tell you they're a bunch of big dumb jerks with no appreciation for art. I mean, can you believe their initiation? Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I can find my true calling, someplace they'll appreciate my poetry. Someplace like the old Mormon fort, maybe. Do you think the followers of the apocalypse would take me? I remember all those books they brought us when they visited our tribe. You'd do that? Thanks! I mean, I'd go myself, but what if they said no? The cons wouldn't take me back, and then I'd have nobody. Nothing really. Just trying to psych myself up to try my initiation. Again. Everybody has to do it. Well, everybody who wants to be a Khan anyways. They toss you into the ring there and beat on you for a solid minute. If you survive, you're in. Sure, maybe not if you're some hulking reprobate like Regis or big to the gills like Jack. I've tried 5 times and still haven't made it. What? Huh? Wait, what are you talking about? We're allied with Caesar now? Typical. Nobody tells me anything. Later.
Papa says cut off the head and the snake will die. I guess the chairman's days are numbered.
Hi.
Watch yourself around here.
The only rule in Freeside is don't mess with the kings. Hey, you're the one who's been going around helping people around here, right? The king says to keep up the good work, and said to give you this.
What's your problem, lady?
Smoke rising from the east spells trouble. I hope the Legion isn't on the move. We're always looking for new members. Does he have any particular talent? Excellent. Ezekiel's been after me to find him a new assistant for ages. Tell the boy we'll take him. Sure. Would you like a stim pack, fixer, or rataway? You'll need to wait another 24 hours for us to get more made. We need everything else we currently have. I'm honestly pleasantly surprised they would help us out. But I can see the Garretts aren't doing this out of the goodness of their hearts. Well, it looks like you've earned yourself a discount on supplies now that we'll be fully covered. This supply deal will aid our work immensely.
Oh, no, that's terrible. I wonder if anything rhymes with Cazador. 1, 2, 3... Damn it, too many syllables. How do you spell gesticulate? There once was a man of stout heart. Heart. What rhymes with heart? Maybe I should write something about how much the great Khans suck. Silver what? Silver eyes? No, eyes doesn't rhyme. Bye. Share a whiskey with me sometime? What? They did? Oh, that's great, thank you. I'm out of this crummy camp. You should have been with us in our glory days. You'd have loved it.
Papa says cut off the head and the snake will die. I guess the chairman's days are numbered. They tell me I'm supposed to sell you weapons. Interested? Then get out of here. For the Brotherhood.
Ooh, got something good for me? Is it a dress?
You're not one of us. What do you want? Fucking Cook has us trapped here. After we escaped from an NCR prison, he dragged us around the wasteland until we ended up in this shithole. A group of us want to leave. Go back to the NCR and surrender. But Cook won't let us. Cook organized the breakout, but he's just an overambitious prick who's gonna get us all killed. I made my living sneaking into NCR camps looking for shit to steal. I got sloppy, and then I got caught. Made it out during Cook's big prison break, like the rest of the guys here. Samuel Cook. It was his idea to organize a jailbreak, but now he's just an overambitious prick who's gonna get us all killed. I can be pretty sneaky when I need to be, and the prison guards were a joke. So, when Cook told me his plan, I spread the info to anyone that might be useful. Alright, what do you want to know? I'm a nobody, just a survivor. Things were well enough until the NCR threw me behind bars. Alright, what do you want to know? If you can find a way to cut off access to the sulfur in the caves below the vault, I've got some caps waiting for you. I have to watch Cook. I wouldn't put it past him to just start killing the opposition, starting with me. Cook is planning to use the sulfur to make bigger explosives. You check out the caves and see if there's anything you can do. Without access to the sulfur, he'll lose what influence he has left with the men here. Thanks. Take his key card. I tried hacking the locking mechanisms on the doors, but it seems the only way in is with one of these. Later.
You eyeballing me? Damn. Running low on smokes again.
Damn. Running low on smokes again.
Damn, running low on smokes again.
Who the hell are you? I know you weren't one of the inmates. That coward Lim has been talking about surrendering to the NCR. Now the men are confused, not sure who's leading this gang. Fucking idiots. He was an inmate like the rest of us. He was useful during the jailbreak, but now, he's just another coward. He wants us to leave the vault and hand our asses to the NCR, as if they treat us like human beings. A beautiful thing. Saved a little blast powder here, hit a makeshift weapon there, and one day, I orchestrated a little symphony for the NCR. Heard there was an abandoned vault along this mountain bridge, and that the wildlife here had teeth big enough to keep the NCR away. It's a fucking death trap around here. Fiends swarm all over Vault 3 in the east, and there are fucking death claws south of that at Quarry Junction. If you're looking for humans, the Khans are north of us, and there's an NCR base at McCarran past Vault 3. Supposedly, there are muties to the southeast. The NCR has been mining there for a while, but now it's full of death claws. Don't go there unless you want a quick, bloody death. I've heard the muties there are different, completely insane, and supposedly they use some kind of invisibility technology. I'd stay away. They've been through some rough times, but they can hold their own. I wouldn't mind taking the boys and signing up with them if it weren't for Lim. He was an inmate like the rest of us. He had his uses, but he's a coward and a troublemaker. What do you want to know? You really don't know. I'm Samuel Cook. I was the brains behind the NCR-CF prison break. I was blowing up supply caravans along the 15 freeway. The NCR got wise to my ambush spots, picked me up and threw me in a cage. Their republic is a joke. They're a bunch of tyrants led by an even greater tyrant, that idiot Kimball. They think they have the right to annex every inch of dirt in the West and force their system on every man, woman, and child. What do you want to know? Some of the computers still work, but the only files are diaries and garbage. Typical Vault. What do you want to know? There's some fire geckos in the lower levels of the vault. We need to get them gone so we can get to the sulfur. You go clear them out for us, and there'll be some caps for you. I have to keep an eye out on that bastard Lim. The second I turn my back, he might go crying to the NCR. So what do you say? You going to take care of those geckos? Explosives, bombs, big fucking bombs. You gonna help us or not? Great, get to it. Oh, and take this. There's some weird shit with this vault security, and some doors will only open if you have a key card.